Burma, 1944. My plane was a ball of fire, screaming towards the jungle floor. I hit the canopy at 200 miles per hour. Most wouldn't survive the crash, but for me, the real nightmare was just beginning. 30 days in hell, and I was the only one who could get out alive. March 12, 1944 began as a routine mission for young pilot Bert Roddy, but the treacherous Burmese skies had other plans for his Thunderbolt squadron, doomed. A massive storm cell violently tore through the formation, leaving Bert fighting a losing battle against his dying engine as the ground rushed up to meet him, plummeting. He managed to survive the high-speed crash into the dense canopy of the Burmese jungle, leaving him surrounded by twisted metal and the sounds of an unforgiving wilderness. Crashed. Waking up amidst the wreckage, Bert realized that his plane was destroyed and he was left with nothing but his injuries and the looming threat of the jungle, alone. Inventory of his meager supplies revealed only a broken compass, a damp map, and a small pocket knife which would become his only tools for survival against nature, scarce. The first night in the jungle introduced Bert to a terrifying world of predatory sounds and shadows that made every rustle in the dark feel like an impending attack, terrified. At dawn, he made the critical decision to trust his broken compass and head toward the setting sun, hoping to find salvation before his strength completely failed him, determined. Thirst became his most immediate enemy in the sweltering tropical heat, forcing him to scour the landscape for every drop of dew or stagnant water he could find, parched. Avoiding enemy patrols was a constant game of cat and mouse as he navigated through the deep foliage, knowing that discovery meant certain capture or a dark end, hunted. Infection began to set into his leg wound, forcing him to use primitive methods to keep the injury clean while pushing forward through the relentless waves of pain, agony. Isolation took a heavy toll on his mind, leading to vivid hallucinations where he spoke to faces that were not there as the silence of the jungle grew louder, delirious. A stroke of luck led him to an abandoned bamboo hut hidden deep within the brush, providing him with a temporary roof and meager rations to survive another day, shelter. A brutal monsoon storm struck the region, turning the trails into rivers of mud and washing away the path he had spent days trying to follow so carefully, devastated. Struggling across swollen rivers with his remaining energy, Bert fought the powerful currents that threatened to pull him down into the depths of the dark water, exhausted. On the 25th day, a faint trail of smoke rising above the trees offered the first true glimmer of hope he had seen since the crash occurred, rescued. Emerging from the brush like a phantom, he was shocked to find an American patrol, which turned his long nightmare of survival into a miraculous story of homecoming, saved. Placed on a military stretcher, he was transported away from the jungle that had nearly claimed his life, feeling the first sense of peace he had known, relieved. Back at the base, his harrowing account of survival turned him into a legend among his fellow pilots, and he was rightfully honored for his incredible willpower, heroic. Years later, Bert would sit in quiet reflection, often holding the broken compass that had guided him through his darkest hours of struggle and profound personal transformation, remembered. His survival serves as a powerful reminder that the human spirit can endure the most impossible odds when the will to live remains stronger than the fear, resilient.